Today we're going to change the clutch on a Stihl MS180C chainsaw. Make sure the chain is free before starting. Use a 90mm Hex Socket Spanner to loosen the two nuts that hold on the sprocket cover on the side of the machine. Then use a screwdriver to loosen the chain tensioning screw between the guide bar and the machine. You will notice the chain will begin to slack. Continue to unscrew the two sprocket cover nuts on the side of the machine. This will allow you to remove the casing, completely freeing the chain and bar. Using a pair of pliers, remove the circlip inside the chain sprocket. You can then remove the sprocket washer and the chain sprocket. You may also want to remove the sprocket bearing so it doesn't get lost. Using a flathead screwdriver, release the shroud by turning it clockwise. You can now remove the shroud. By hand, remove the air filter. Using a 90mm Hex Socket Spanner, loosen the spark plug. Once it's loose, you can remove it by hand. Now insert the piston stop through the spark plug entry. This will lock the crank, allowing you to unscrew the clutch. Using a 90mm spanner, push the nut clockwise to loosen the clutch. Once loosened, spin clockwise to remove the clutch. Check your clutch for wear, especially on the springs. Replace if necessary. Spin the clutch onto the machine by turning it anti-clockwise. Tighten the clutch back onto the machine. You need the piston stop to still be in place to tighten. Place the sprocket bearing over the clutch and fix the chain sprocket on top. Relocate the sprocket washer on top of the chain sprocket. Then use a pair of pliers to squeeze the circlip back into place. By hand, screw the spark plug back in and return to tighten with 90mm spanner. Place your air filter back into position. Fix your shroud back into place and secure by turning the plastic bolt anti-clockwise. When placing the chain back onto the guide bar, make sure the cutting edge, highlighted in red, is facing away from the body of the machine on the top edge of the guide bar. This means that the cutting edge should be facing in the direction of the blade's rotation. Feed the chain around the bar and make sure it's seated correctly. Make sure the chain moves in a smooth motion and doesn't snag. Place the chain around the chain sprocket. Make sure the two screws are seated in the opening in the guide bar. Place the casing back on and hand screw on the two nuts. Use a screwdriver to tighten the chain tensioning screw between the guide bar and the machine. Once together, make sure the chain is moving smoothly and it isn't too tight and doesn't have excessive slack. That's how you change the clutch on a Stihl MS180C. All the parts and tools needed for this task are listed in the description below. Please like, share and subscribe if you found this video helpful.